Coming up next, Mark McClellan. I asked him what he does for fun. He said, I'll tell you, but I'm going to talk about it. And I asked him a little bit about himself. He says he's from Silicon Valley. I said, what do you like about Utah? He says, the size of my house.
It's not that big, really. All right, so are there any soccer fans out there? Okay, there's a few. I was hoping there was less, actually, because that would have helped illustrate my point. The point is, especially a few years ago, it was really hard to be a soccer fan here in the United States because the games were rarely on TV, and if they were usually in Spanish. I found Twitter, and I found a whole bunch of people like me on Twitter. They loved soccer. Not only were there people like me, this community, but there were the players as well. I started following the players, and it made me grow as a fan. It enlarged my fanhood. I started following guys from the national team and from Real Salt Lake, and I've grown into this just giant fan of soccer, and I've traced it back to a few moments, and that's what I'm going to tell you about tonight. So if I could trace it back to kind of the first defining moment, it was a guy named Charlie Davies. He's a United States striker, up-and-coming player for the U.S. national team. He scored goals. He danced after he scored. He was awesome. He was this up-and-coming young guy, had the world going for him. All of a sudden, one night, Charlie got into an accident. They didn't know if he was going to live, let alone play soccer again. He came through it. Fans were devastated, but they wanted to show their love and support for Charlie. And so what they did was they organized these fan tributes at a bunch of different soccer matches throughout the country. What they would do was they would hold up a sheet of paper with the number 9. You can see Charlie as number 9. They would hold up the sheet of paper with the number 9 during the 9th minute of the soccer match. And it was just their little way of showing Charlie, hey, we love you, we support you. And I thought, you know what, this is really cool. I could totally be a part of something like this. I ended up posting something about it on Facebook, and lo and behold, one of my friends, who happens to be my dentist, and that's not really relevant to the story, but anyway, he responded, and he said, hey, I didn't know you were a soccer fan too. I'm a season ticket holder for Real Salt Lake. Let's go to the game. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So the night that I went was actually Rio Tinto's tribute night for Charlie Davies. I got my little sheet of paper with the number 9 on it. I got to hold it up with the crowd there, and I got to take part in my own little tribute. And that was one of the defining moments for becoming a soccer fan. The moment was capped off by watching a beautiful one-touch goal put in by Bama, Andy Williams, Real Salt Lake's own. And I leaned over to my friend after he scored, and I said, I follow that dude on Twitter. And he probably said, what a nerd. Anyway, so there's a couple of other moments that I trace my soccer fandom back to. Josie Altidore, he's a counterpart to Charlie Davies, a buddy. Also follow him on Twitter. He's a Haitian American. I actually found out about the massive earthquake in Haiti from Josie's tweets first. He's the first place that I heard about it. And he was giving some really personal feelings on the quake. He had family there and was appealing for people to do all that they could to help support the efforts of, oh shoot, okay, I've got to move. Anyway, I donated to Haiti, thanks to Josie. Hercules Gomez, we have a United States striker named Hercules. How awesome is that? He's a funny guy. He plays down in Mexico, but he also plays for the United States when there's national competition. Stuart Holden, this guy is so epic. I think he's got a couple 100,000 followers on Twitter. He's so epic that his hair has its own Twitter account, Stu Holden's hair. And you might notice I might have taken a little bit of inspiration from his hairstyle. Chris Wingert, a Real Salt Lake player, cool guy. He put out on Facebook one night, hey, tweet me if you want tickets. I got tickets and invited to a closed press team-only event where I was in a movie theater watching a movie with the team. Landon Donovan, that's Landon there on the left. That's John Cena on the right. Landon took his fans from Facebook and Twitter and got them to vote him over John Cena as the awesomest dude. That's a feat in and of itself. So if there's anything to learn about your disparate community, I've put some bullet points here. Identify and promote the superstars. Provide the moment for your members. Share real and valuable knowledge. Be passionate and ignore the haters. On the haters, there's lots of them with soccer. I've heard every single one of these things aimed at soccer. The Onion Sports Network goes as far to list soccer as women's sports on their website. So I find to follow the advice of the wise man known as Jay-Z, who once said, "He who does not feel me is not real to me, therefore he doesn't exist," so poof. Vamoose, you know the rest. Okay? So just don't mind the haters. Don't pay attention to them. They are not worth your time. But I thank you very much for your time. Thank you.